Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moletrap here, coming at you with game number 2 of Reach versus Xellos, the quarterfinal match between these two fellows, between the man toss, the hero toss, and the perfect Terran. I've always been a fan of Xellos. There you see him right now, and this is partly why you can see there. He just, he's just playing, so he's focused, whatever, but he just always has this, like, cool, casual, really kind of badass demeanor to him. And I just, for some reason, it's just really neat to me. I like his, like, it's almost like nothing phases him, right? Even win or lose, he just is like, oh, well, that happened, cool, you know? And he's like a Terminator, basically. He's a Terminator of Terran, of StarCraft. And it's just really cool to watch him play. He's also just, you know, really solid mechanics as well. Super awesome. Anyway, and he's up against the Mantos Reach. And you can see down at the bottom there that they have a, I think this is their record against each other, 0-2. And I was checking their records earlier, and I believe that 0-2 might not include, there was one game that I think they've played 3 times against each other. And I believe Reach won 2 of them. I have to double check that, actually. Where did I write that down? I had that down somewhere. Anyway, yeah. I wanted to mention something before. I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the last game. I was looking at their stats, like I said, and if you're looking at just their power level, I guess, you know, Reach would kind of be favored, right? Reach is the reigning silver medalist in the OSL. He's, you know, I guess you can tell right now, the strongest Protoss in the game right now, being the only Protoss in the round of 8. But Xellos has a 62% win rate at this point in time against Protoss. He is an anti-Protoss master, whereas Reach only has a 55% win rate versus Terran, which is still good. But a 62% win rate in any matchup is pretty strong. Like, you know, you figure at the highest level, even the best programmers are going to have in the low 50s of a win rate. Well, not the best ones, but most programmers are going to have low 50s, right? Because they're all going up against each other about the same level, right? So to have a 62% win rate is ridiculous at this level. So, point being, Xellos strong. That's what I'm getting at here. And it's not out of his power at all to now go 2 games against Reach and win the series in a 2-1 victory after going down from the first game. And this is weird. Oh, wait, no, this is not weird. This is another rush. Okay, he's hitting his fort. Okay, I thought the cannon was on his high ground. The cannon is actually on Xellos' high ground. And look at that. He's got the pylon next to the natural choke. And he's got the forge on the high ground to hide it from a scout. Xellos is like, what is going on here? He's sending out a couple Marines to kind of look around. He's building a factory, but this cannon and what? Oh, that's cute. He builds a pylon next to the factory in the spot where the machine shop would be. So he blocks the machine shop, actually, from being built. He could obviously move the factory before building machine shop, but that's gonna it's just gonna delay his siege tech just a little bit longer. He actually he knocks the pylon out pretty quickly with those Marines and is able to build it in the same spot without too much delay. But a Nexus going down now in the natural there, and a cannon up on the high ground. So he's actually, this is interesting, he's going to put a cannon there and block off his choke a little bit in order, and there now he sees it. Okay, nope, no expansion for you, Xellos, if he was planning on doing that, or at least not yet, or not on the low ground. He's building a second factory, though. So he's actually going to go off this one base, and he's not producing any more Marines, it looks like, but he's going to be just going for a 2-factory build. And that cannon on the high ground is going to be really annoying against this. He either has to, you know, get tanks and get a way to kill that cannon, or, and there's that sneaky cannon on the other high ground, kills off the scouting SCV, so he's not sure what's going on. So yeah, he's going to have to get tanks, or maybe like 2 tanks or a tank and a couple vultures, and just overpower that cannon, maybe even repair up. So point being, if he's planning on doing a push, going for an early attack with these 2 factories, it's going to be delayed. He's already delayed the factory, making the machine shop. He's going to have to deal with that cannon. So, you know, he's behind many seconds, and many seconds is a huge amount when you're dealing with a 2-factory rush. Getting a second machine shop on the other factory, by the way, so very interesting. We could see, you know, mines and speed for vultures or something along those lines. Something what we see. We do see a tank out though, so we'll see. You know, if a second tank pops out, then we'll be pretty sure it's siege tech. But you know, sometimes, well, maybe not. I guess we'll see what he makes. There are 2 tanks, but you know, he could still be doing vulture research. And there we go. Okay, I figured if it was 2 tanks, it would be for the siege tech. And he does actually make siege mode initially to deal with that cannon on the high ground, which is kind of what I was thinking would be the best deal. But again, you know, so now he's got siege tech. Templar archives going down already. We saw the Citadel earlier, and this is just a weird sim city for Reach. He's got the Citadel and the core like in his main choke. I mean, he kind of needed to put them there because he needed buildings to block up that area so he could stop it with a Dragoon in case of a vulture rush. But he didn't know if it was a vulture rush or not. But he couldn't afford to just build extra pylons just for the purpose of blocking. So he kind of had to be like, all right, well, I'm teching. I have to build my tech buildings in this choke in order for it to be useful. And he's actually building cannons behind that. But these tanks are in a spectacular position. He's actually going to kill the cannon on the high ground first and then go for the building cannons on the low ground, which is a pretty smart move. He's actually forced a cancel on one of them, and that cannon is going to go down. This counter push by Xellos looks like it may be deadly because Reach only has 1 gateway. Now a Dark Templar is going to pop out in any moment, but guess what it's going to pop out into? Spider Mines. And Spider Mines don't need vision to execute themselves upon Dark Templar. Okay, it does have a second gateway over at this high ground. I didn't see that before, or didn't notice it before. And, oh, the Dragoon goes in to take out the mines. He knows there's another mine there. And the gateway actually goes down before anything pops out. So he doesn't get, I thought he was going to maybe get another Dark Templar out of that gateway beforehand. He only has this 1 Dark Templar. It's going to try and sneak around the back from the high ground, but there are mines everywhere. It could theoretically drag these mines into the tanks. And oh, wow! Holy, wow! That mine took out so many vultures. That took, I think it was 2 mines going off at once. Took out a ton of vultures. I'm not even sure what happened there exactly, but there was a big explosion, and the second drag does impact upon the tank, but it's not enough to take out that tank. So there are still 2 tanks at that spot there, and now the vultures are coming in to plant down mines and to grant vision for those tanks. I don't see how Xellos can, I don't see how Reach can stop this. Like, what's he gonna do? He's got, okay, he's built another gateway, but 2 gateways pumping out units. They're all, you know, the ones inside of his base are trapped. They're going to be trapped by all these vultures and spider mines. They can't do anything. They're just not going to be effective at all. And hold that thought. He is running a Dark Templar out there. He's going to try and do another mine drag, and only takes out 1 or 2 vultures there this time. And any other units that are popping out of the gateway on his high ground expansion are going to have to go around, and they're going to be hard pressed to do much also. Another Dark Templar. He's spending. It's kind of interesting because he's spending 125 minerals and 100 gas to take out 2 or 3 mines at a time, and a couple units as well. But you know, if he had observers, that's 75 gas to take out all the mines with some Dragoon fire. And so it's a little bit unfortunate that this has been directly countered with these mines, the mine tech. But it's countering the Dark Templar. But you know, I think that's kind of what Reach wanted to do. Look at it, yeah, again. So Vulture costs 75 minerals to make 3 mines, and that Dark Templar costs a lot more to take out those 3 mines, and the Vulture still exists then. So this is just not going. Reach is just trading so. This is what I'm getting at for like last 2 minutes. Is Reach is just being so inefficient in these trades that he's just falling further and further behind. Now he does have an expansion up, and he's had it up for a while. Xellos has gotten his expansion up too, but Reach has been mining extra for a while now. So that's kind of the only possible saving grace, is that he may have just been mining so much that his inefficiency in these trades is not going to matter too much, right? So we'll have to see if he can maybe pull it back into range of getting back in this game. Remember, this is do or die for Xellos. If this doesn't work, then Reach wins. Reach is going to advance. This is just a best of 3. So it's a 1-0 score for Reach right now. If Reach wins, he advances to the semifinals. Where, by the way, he beat another Terran in the last OSL. He beat another Terran called Control in the semifinals to advance to those finals. And Control is not quite Uv or Boxer or Nada, but Control is still a very solid player at this point in time. And see, you can see there, he's just macroing like crazy, but just looks like he's casually doing it, right? It's just amazing. I don't know. I like his style. But in any case, he did beat a Terran player named Control to get to the finals in the last OSL. So he does have very strong TVP. Now we do have the counterattack here. Is he going to be able to do some damage? He's finally cleared out enough of these mines. He's able to run in a couple Dragoons and a couple Dark Templar into the main base here. And we do have scanners. He's actually going straight for the scanners to try and kill off the Comset station. So he can't scan to kill these Dark Templar. And that could be an answer, actually. If he can kill both Comset stations before he kills these Templar, that could be the counterattack he needs. Wait a second. He gets both of the Comset stations. He doesn't have an engineering bay. He doesn't have science vessels. Is this it? Has he just managed to man Templar his way back into victory? These Dark Templars are going to be able to wreak havoc. Now, he's actually obviously rebuilding these Comset stations. Oh, of course, he does have the mines as well. Can he target the mines well enough against these Dark Templar? It looks like it's distracting him because of getting those vultures back in there, putting down mines to deal with these Dark Templar and rebuilding Comset stations. I think he is going to be able to dig himself out of it, but is Reach going to be able to do enough damage during the course of it? He does get his scanners up in time to do one scan. And it didn't even kill the Dark Templar. Wow, or maybe it killed one of them. He killed one of the Dark Templar, and there's more moving in now because he's already used the scan. Engineering bay is almost complete. These Dark Templars are just going to work on these SCVs, slaughtering them. He's building a third Comset station on that command center, and it looks like he's just he's giving up and killing the Comset station. He's just going for units now. There's no other units left, so he is going to go for that Comset station. Is he going to get a scan off? He does get a scan off. Another scan goes down. Is he going to be able to kill? He does kill off the Templar. He does kill it off with those scans just right before, and he's actually mined his entrance to keep any more DTs from sneaking in. The engineering array is complete, so he's able to put down turrets in crucial locations. But that was a lot of distraction and a lot of damage done by those Dark Templar. He killed several vultures, several SCVs. He killed 6 Comsat stations. He's killed 6 Comsat stations. That's just kind of a weird thing to say. He killed 6 Comsat stations in 2 different locations only. Now here's the thing is, I haven't been able to tell this. I've been waiting for him to switch over, but it looks like something is going on the top right of the map, and I'm not sure if that's a hidden expansion. Okay, I thought it might have been Xellos' hidden expansion, but it looks like if it's a hidden expansion, it's Reach's hidden expansion. And you can see that Xellos is not aware of what's going on the top right, so that must be something of Reach's, and it could just be a pylon up there or something like that. I'm not sure. I haven't really gotten a chance to look at it, but it may not matter for too long, because Xellos is pushing in here with a number of siege tanks. He's got a turret in a good spot to protect those siege tanks as well if any Dark Templar pop out. And it's looking like a really strong push again. His push earlier almost killed Reach. He was running vultures into the main. He was basically... And how did he get more DTs in here? He's going to be able to kill these off. He does kill those off. The Comset station lives. He's going to need to repair it, though. Point being, Xellos almost killed him before. And this DT counter did so much distraction. And there was probably just a cut there, so I'm going to have to pick up where I left off, because while I was casting this earlier, the power went out in my apartment. Literally everything shut off. And luckily, somehow the video file for the first part of this game got saved, so I'm picking up where I left off. Anyway, but I'm going to have to try and remember what was going on, because it was like 4 hours ago. Power was out for a while. But in any case, I listened to the end of what I was saying before, and I was talking about how I thought Xellos had won, and then Reach somehow scraped his way back into the game. And but I think that Xellos might have come back into the game again, but no! So it was actually hidden expansion in the top right. So I take it back, because that means Reach actually has a significant economy going on in that top right that like I said, I saw something up there, and I knew it was Reach, but I didn't know exactly what was going on up there. They might have shown it, and I just like I mistook it for his main when they showed the gateways or something like that, I think. So I didn't realize that there was a whole other expansion up there. But Xellos knows about it now. He can try and do something about it at this point. And, you know, it's going to be difficult for him to do that, though, because he has not really gotten an expansion himself. I don't know if you count the, like, sort of mini base inside his main. He's stabilized and he's done a lot of damage to Reach, but Reach still has a lot to work with. Now, that being said, Reach is almost mined out in his main. I don't know what Xellos' main looks like, but, and also, as you can see, Xellos is shelling Reach's expansion right outside of his main. So right now, he's basically only working off of that top right base, and here comes some this brand new comset station. The brand new comset station! It literally completes in front of the DTs, and they kill it. I don't know if he even got a scan off with it. It looks like he did, or maybe it was scanned with the other one. Oh, he picked them up. Okay. Wow, forcing a scan and then picking him up in the shuttle. That is a pro gamer move right there. And he's rebuilding that comset. I think he has built 8 comsat stations this game. It's ridiculous. Off of two command centers. I'd have to go back and count. But this might be, like, if there's, like, you know, if they gave out, like, silly awards for Star Leagues or something like that for StarCraft players. Like, most comsats built in a single game will go to Xellos for this game right now. Because this is insane. Like, I actually think that even a game that went, like, super long and had, like, 5 or 6 bases, we would only see, like, 6 or 7 comsat stations in that kind of a game. Like, once you have 3 or 4 comsat stations, you don't build anymore, right? You don't really need to. I guess after maybe 4, right? Once you've got 5 bases of Terran, you start thinking about building nuke silos. Anyway, I'm sure there's been others with more comsat stations, but this is still ridiculous in its own right. He has mined out that main, and he's lost his natural, and he's lost probes in that top right, and the tanks are now shelling that top right as well. So Xellos, we can see his main is almost mined out, but he's still limping along with a few crystals left in each of those patches. And so basically for the next 30 seconds, Xellos is mining full 1.5, and Reach is only mining off 1 base, and we'll see if they can utilize that. But again, you know, Reach is still under assault here, trying to rebuild his Templar archives. Now, that's the counter to the Dark Templars killing the comsat station, is him rebuilding the Templar archives and it getting killed as soon as it finishes building instead of the comsat station. So kind of a cute counter there. And why does he keep putting his shuttle back in range of the turret? Why did he do that? He knew it was there. I mean, he was trying to pick up the zealots and stuff, so that's why, but still. And there's the final GG from Mr. Mantos right there. So that's going to be game number 2 going to Xellos. He's going to tie up the series. Xellos giving a little shake of his... I'm sorry, Reach giving a little shake of his head. And Xellos, despite scraping his way back into the series, looks cool, calm, and collected as always. It's kind of like an anime hero or villain in a way like that, right? Anyway, so that's going to do it for game number 2. And it is a tie series. It's going to go to a 3rd and final game in this best of 3 to see who will advance out of the quarterfinals into the semifinals, who will have a shot at getting into the finals and achieving their dreams. All right, so thanks very much for watching, and glad my power came back on, so I was able to finish this up. And yeah, looking forward to the next game. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. GG.